G'day everyone. My name is Stu Kendall from Pursuit Advisors, and I'm joined today by Nick Derrick. We're going to chat a little bit about the COVID situation here in Warragul and how Nick has managed to pivot his business through that. So I'm going to hand over to you, Nick, to tell us a little bit about yourself and how things have gone for in the last few months.
Easy done. So I'm 24 years old, born and bred in Drawn. I'm one of the co-owners of Bank Warragul, Warragul's bar nightlife destination. And as well as that, most recently co-founder of Gippsland Eats, which is a marketplace for restaurants and cafes and pubs in the area that can get online onto our app, and customers can jump on and order food as well as pick up and delivery. So
fantastic. So with the restrictions and the impact that the COVID-19 situation's had, how much did that change things for you and your business? And what have you done since?
Cool. So in terms of Bank, obviously we had to close 100%. Everyone's got to do their part with this sort of things. And unfortunately, bars not being classed as a necessity, I suppose we had to shut entirely. And then as well as that, basically with that being fully closed, I sort of pivoted myself into this Gippsland Eats thing. That's where that idea come from, with the co-founders, Paul Mazzaric and Jamie Power. So we set up that and helped get these other businesses online, I suppose. But in terms of, what happened with Bank was there's not much we can really do about it. So it's just shut down and wait for these things to the restrictions to lift, I suppose, and go from there, really.
Perfect. Well, like all good business operators, you've not wasted the downtime you had, and you've gone out and you found a new project to work on. So tell us a little bit about Gippsland Eats and how that's recently launched.
Yeah, cool. So we just launched that on Friday just gone. The app went live. Basically, it's been a couple of months in the working. The idea, I suppose, came that in this area, there's not a lot of businesses that are online and offering takeaway. So when the restrictions were put in place, a lot of people were coming out and, trying to get takeaway, on their Friday, Saturday nights, as well as midweek. But the only way to either get the takeaway was through platforms that are well and truly overcharging the restaurants in terms of commission. And then as well as that, it was phone orders, and which is, being in hospitality myself, I know is just an absolute nightmare when the kitchen's getting slammed and the phone orders are there. It's just a mess. So as well as that, for the people of Gippsland, we wanted to create somewhere where they can jump on and get their takeaway really, really easy. And it took off, just over the weekend, from Friday night through to Sunday night. I think we had over 2,000 downloads. It was quite stressful, but we got there in the end. 2 months of 8 a.m. starts and 2 a.m. finishes, getting all the businesses online. But it's been taken to really well, and as well as that, the businesses are really appreciating the extra revenue, I think.
Fantastic. So servicing all businesses in the Gippsland area, how many restaurants have you got signed up so far?
Cool. So at the moment, I think we've got about 17 to 18 restaurants. It's possibly another one that's gone on this morning. As well as that, we've got a few extra restaurants that'll be launching this week. At the moment, we're just in Bawbaw and Latrobe Valley. We've got the rest of the shires are probably just around the corner. Just a matter of time and getting everyone set up. And of course, that now that the launch went really well over the weekend, it's a matter of get the rest of the areas set up, get the rest of the restaurants up and running. Hoping to have, by the end of the week, we'll be pushing, in towards the mid-20s in the amount of restaurants that are on there, and being able to supply the demands to all the customers.
Yep. And always happy to take new customers. So if we've got viewers who want to jump on board and join the Gippsland Eats community, who's the best person to get hold of?
Yeah, beautiful. It's probably the easiest way to do it is to just jump onto gippslandeats.com.au, and you'll find a business section there, and you'll be able to jump on and get there. But absolutely, we've got from cafes offering coffee and takeaway in the morning to pubs that are doing takeaway palmers at nights, as well as alcohol and all these things in between. We really just want to create a platform, whether you're jumping on at 7 a.m. in the morning or you're jumping on at 7:30 at night and you want dinner, that you'll be able to get exactly what you need. At the moment, the restaurants are delivering themselves. Of course, being that they've got a lot of extra staff at the moment, a lot that are, on the job keeper. So they're using those staff to deliver at the moment. So we didn't want to take away from those businesses in terms of being able to keep those staff employed and doing the delivery ourselves. So at the moment, they're delivering themselves, and we're looking down the track that we'll be be able to offer drivers that'll be able to go around and pick up the food from each different restaurant and deliver it to the customers.
Fantastic. So that's a great service. It's obviously keeping people employed and keeping keeping businesses with a means of making revenue in a tough time. So that's a great little impact you've had in the community. Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
Yep.
really happy with it, and hoping that it'll go on into the future. Which we know, of course, in the city you see all these different food online ordering services, and they're going gangbusters up there. Obviously, we're trying to look after the businesses a lot more, and we've done that by being able to come in at less than half the commission rate of some of these bigger players. So it works for us, and it works really well for the restaurants.
So, mate, what advice do you have to other business owners in the area looking to pivot their business?
Cool. So I suppose it's probably an industry-specific question, and I'll probably jump back into bank for this one and talk about what we did there. So with bank, obviously being a bar, it was completely shut down, and we eventually got into doing takeaway cocktails. Now, at the start, we didn't really want to do it. We thought it might be better to wait until the restrictions were lifted and to have 5 people in your house. Obviously, being cocktails is a bit of a social event. So we waited until then and did what we thought was a socially responsible thing to do. And then as soon as we launched the takeaway cocktails, we got an incredible amount of support, and it's support from the customers that we would normally have week in, week out. And that's the beautiful thing about a country town, is that these customers are really loyal. So I think if you can create an offering to your customers in a way that is going to be socially responsible, then it'll be really beneficial, I suppose. And I think another thing that you can do, again, depending on industry, is take a look at what's going on in the city, take a look at what's going on in Sydney, and pluck some ideas from there. Obviously, you don't want to be plucking ideas from other local businesses surrounding you, but we can get away with a little bit more out here and pinch ideas. I've got written here, good artists borrow, great artists steal. Might be a little bit controversial, but I think there's a lot of ideas that you can get just from looking around what other people are doing in the industry and what other business people are doing in general. So
that's fantastic advice, mate. Thanks heaps for that. So what are the next steps for you guys with Gippsland Eats and yourself personally?
Yeah, cool. I suppose for Gippsland Eats, we're just going to keep growing and we want to make sure we've really genuinely got Baw and Latrobe Valley covered in terms of the offering that we've got for our customers. Obviously, we've got a large customer base there, so we've got to get a move on and get some more of these businesses signed up, and they're all there ready to go, thankfully. And then in terms of what I'm going to do, and in terms of bank, well, we're waiting now until the 1st of June, and we'll be able to have the 20 people back in. And what we're going to do there is just start taking bookings as early as we can, and again create an offering that for people to come out and have a good time, yet still follow the rules, follow the guidelines, and make sure the venues are sanitized and clean and ready to go. I think, but again, with the support that we've seen through the cocktails, I think we're really hoping that the customers will get around us, and we're fairly confident that they will. So we'll be able to, jump back up to that 20 people, and then if everyone does the right thing, then we'll hopefully be up by 50. I think it was the 21st of June, and go from there. Yeah.
Like I said, I think you've got some very loyal customers out there who are dead keen to get back in and say good day to you and the rest of the team in there. So, well, thank you very much for your time today, mate. Really appreciate it. Thanks for taking your time out and helping us work through the Gippsland Eats and how that got up and about. So appreciate your time.
No worries at all. Thanks, Stu, and thanks to Pursuit.
Thanks heaps, guys. Cheers.